What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Celtics Daily Channel with me, Mike Zakarian. We're back at it. We had a tough one last night. I'm trying to talk myself into moral victories, which I know those things don't exist, but last night kind of felt like one, right? We're going to get into last night's game against the first place in the Eastern Conference Detroit Pistons. We also got some more Tatum footage, baby, with some reports around that. And then, man, some more trade/injury news that's going to shake up the league and just kind of some teams' direction. So we'll talk, and that happened late last night, so maybe you didn't catch that. And then, of course, we'll get into your comments as we always do at the end of the show. But do me a favor, if this is your first time here, just hit the subscribe. If it's multiple times here and you haven't done it yet, what's wrong with you? Like the video, hype the video, do all the things. All right, let's go, man. Woo, this was a tough one. What I will say is this felt like a spicy playoff game, right? The energy was up there. We got a double technical foul, right? Man, Isaiah Stewart loves to mix it up. Jaylen Brown took the bait. It's a little feistiness. Didn't hurt anybody as long as you don't pick up the second one and get ejected from the game. That's the only concern I have about stuff like that. But it was a good, just like a hard-fought, like rock fight, right? That's the best way to describe it. Like really defensive. The offense was just kind of like stuck in the mud for a little bit. And here's what I will say, and this is why I kind of go to the moral victory bullshittery. I know, it doesn't really count. But what I will say is if you just looked at the Celtics box score, right? Let me just read off some numbers, okay? Derek White, 1 for 11. 1 for 11, 4 points, 9 boards, 5 dimes. Pritchard knocked down 3 threes. He had 17. JB had 32, but Nemi 10 and 8. Hauser hit a few 4 threes, 16 points. The bench got a total of 19, 22, 24 points, right? Walsh had 2. Shireman 3. Simon's only 9 points, and then Garza 10. If I read all of those things off to you, and you know we're playing the Detroit Pistons, you probably think that's a double-digit loss, right? When your second best player, Derek White, goes 1 for 11 from the field and 0 for 6 from 3, you assume you're getting smoked there, right? And so the fact that the Celtics had a shot to win this game in regulation against the best team in the Eastern Conference with the way that we played, I don't know. I'm not like, it's not the sky is falling. Would it have been nice to get a road win against the Detroit Pistons? Yeah, of course. Of course I wanted them to win. But I do think there was some sort of glass half full energy that we can bring to this. We went over the schedule yesterday, right? The Celtics are going to be favored in their next 9 games. This was the game that was going to be, I'm not saying they're not going to win. They're not going to lose another game here over the next 9, but this was the one, and you could see that the Celtics really wanted it, and for them to kind of lose in this fashion, I don't know. I'm okay. And JB got a good look at it, right? We've seen him hit that shot. I thought we were going to get the Halliburton experience, right? Hits the back iron, shoots straight up. And I was like, are we gonna get this thing to fall? It felt like it was up there for a while. Didn't go down. Shout out Jaylen Brown though. They threw everything at him. And he was still able to get north of 30 points. One thing I will say too, I appreciated the way the Celtics kind of attacked Cade Cunningham in this game. A lot of double teams. I don't know if they had a meeting beforehand and they were like, hey, listen, Cade can't get to 20. We're not letting Cade get to 20. Cade had 16 and 14. I was concerned about Jalen Duren. It seemed like he was going to beat us up all night, and then he kind of fell asleep in the fourth quarter or in the second half. We didn't really see a lot from him. He played 31 minutes, but he wasn't as impactful, I thought, in that fourth quarter. Finished the game with 18 and 9. But yeah, as I mentioned, Cade, played 40 minutes, had 14 dimes. Just a big boy. And then I mentioned Asar Thompson yesterday, right? The defensive energy that he brings, maybe one of the better defenders in the league, both as an on-ball, a individual and team defender. He finished the game with 5 stocks. He had 4 steals and a block. The Pistons only turned the ball over 8 times, while the Celtics turned it over 14 times. They won the offensive rebounding, though. I was impressed with that, especially against a team that has all these big fellas. For the Celtics to outboard them on the offensive glass 14-8, and then basically we're even on the defensive glass, but 13 for 41 from 3 for Boston, while the Pistons went 11 for 35. We played a Detroit-style game, right? That's kind of what happened. We adjusted to the way they play, and that's, when you think about the playoffs, that's how That's how you win series. It's like, can you make the other team have to adjust to your style of play? And that's what happened last night. The Celtics are one of the best offensives in the league, especially if you lop off like the first month of the season, and to be held to 103 points, right? The Celtics were up by 3 after the first quarter, but really what did them in was that second quarter. They were held to 22 points. Pistons got going offensively a little bit, outscored them by 11 in the second. And then after that, that's the only quarter the Pistons won, was the second quarter, 33-22. Celtics winning the third quarter, 31-25, and then 21-20 in the fourth. But you don't get an actual win for winning quarters. I found that out this morning. But again, I'm not total panic mode here. I think this was a fun game. This was a fun defensive game, and if anything, it made me it's hard to take a lot from beating the Pacers or beating the Kings or whoever, right? But to get and it felt like we hadn't played a big game in a while, and to play a team that most certainly you'll have to go through in the postseason and have a real shot at it, like on the road, not playing our best and still being in it. I think this would make for a very fun playoff series if we get there. I mean, I know that's like really looking ahead, but I'm curious how the chat feels. Like, it's frustrating to lose a game that's right there for you to win. It felt like if we just could do anything offensively, just get back into our sets, we might have had a little bit more luck. But that's Detroit basketball, man. They're a tough, grimy team on the defensive end, and you can just like tip your hat and respect it. They play tough. But I kind of felt it felt nice seeing the Celtics run there. When the Pistons went on that run in the second quarter, I was like, man, here it is. They're imposing their will, and for Boston to fight back a little bit. But that fourth quarter was nasty business, man. A total of 41 points in the fourth quarter, just uggo shooting. And if you just get anything from Derek White, I mean, 1 for 11 is crazy talk. 1 for 11. I mean, that's nuts. But again, more glass half full stuff. Sam Hauser just rehabilitating that image. He's finally, playing 27 minutes as the starter, knocking down the three ball when it's open to him. 4 for 7, fresh off that 10 for 21 game, right? Like, keep that energy going. But I don't know. To me, it just continues to highlight the bench. And I was listening to Nate Duncan from Dunked On podcast. And they were kind of going through some of the Celtics options, and they were kind of the mindset that Boston's probably not going to do too much. And they threw out a lot of names that we've talked about, whether it was Daniel Gafford or whoever. But the one that they brought up, that they don't really think it's going to happen. But I hadn't really considered a move for Michael Porter Jr. at all. But Nate Duncan was in on this idea of MPJ being a pretty good fit for Boston moving forward. But I don't know. I'm curious. He doesn't think he's going to do it. He's expensive, but that contract isn't as crazy. And I think he's only got 1 or 2 years left on the deal. But again, just somebody who provides size, not big man size, but a 7 foot, almost 7 footer, right? Who can knock down threes at like a high clip. I don't necessarily want Michael Porter Jr. there, but that's just a name I hadn't really heard linked with Boston at all. So that kind of, that's probably similarly to like Jaren Jackson Jr. reports. I don't think anything like that is actually going to happen, but it just got the wheels turning a little bit. But I do think I'm still team they probably don't do anything unless it's just something around the edges. And I think like the real move is going to be what they do this offseason. But the real move is Jason Tatum. I love these reports because it's so orchestrated, right? Like Tatum and his team and probably the Celtics front office all came together and they were like, you know what? Let's give a little chum. Let's give a little chum to the Celtics fans and to the media. So before the Pistons game, in their shoot around or some sort of workout. I don't even know exactly where it was. Tatum basically had a full workout, and he was like, bring the cameras out, baby. Bring the cameras out. So every person you follow, whether just from their writing or reporting or Twitter or whatever, all posted a video. I can't tell you how many text messages I got from people yesterday being like, you see that Tatum stuff? Which is kind of funny because I saw Pauly Market, which, again, I don't put a lot of stake into that, both literally and metaphorically speaking. But they were saying that the odds have actually shifted in the opposite direction about Tatum's return, which I think is crazy because it seems all but certain that Tatum is returning this season. if anything, I would say if you just pencil in those dates between the All-Star game and like the second week of March, the end of the first week of March, it feels almost certain that he's returning. Like man, I'm trying to like temper my expectations too, but even if he's not a full go, man, if he's just like 80%, 80%, he can give you 20 minutes a game. Like you just think about where those minutes are coming from, right? You look at the bench. Garza played 15. Let's say he plays 8, 10. There's 5 minutes there, 7 minutes there. Shireman played 15. How about 10? Jordan Walsh played 16. How about 10? Like, you take away some of those minutes there. Maybe Hauser he played 27. Maybe he's closer to 20 now, right? And it's just more rebounding. It's more playmaking. You think about how there's lots of cases to be made that this offense is moving the ball a little bit better because Tatum's not out there right now, because sometimes that slows it down, even though the Celtics offense is actually playing slower this year than they did last year. So take that for data. What a callback. But in a game like last night where it's just a rock fight and it's possession by possession and you're grinding out points, would have been nice to have a guy like Tatum who can get into the paint, who can get to the line, who can make a tough step back jumper, right? That type of guy would have been needed, especially when like White's shooting the way that he is and you just need another guy to go get a bucket. So I'm just dreaming of those 20 minutes, man. I'm dreaming of them. Let's just pop around the league quickly here. Man, Jimmy Butler went down. I don't know how many people stayed up for this. I unfortunately did. I don't know why I did, but stayed up and I watched a little bit of Warriors Heat last night. And Jimmy Butler goes down. And, I mean, you knew it right away. Just crumpled to the ground. And then the report came out after, torn ACL, done for the season. And I mean, listen, I don't know what the ceiling of the Golden State Warriors was right now. I mean, you had Steph Curry. They kept dreaming. They're like, oh my, we're going to trade Jonathan Kuminga. Like, I don't know who's trading a lot for Jonathan Kuminga. But now they're at this point where, like, yeah, what moves are to be made, And the Warriors right now, granted, they've been playing a little bit better lately. They've won 4 in a row, 7-3 in their last 10. They're currently in the 8th seed, a game and a half behind the Suns and the Lakers for the 6th seed. But, like, now with no Steph Curry, like, are they going to actually play Jonathan Kuminga, or is Steve Kerr going to continue to treat Kuminga like Jason Tatum on the Olympic team and just sit him on the bench, right? So I don't know. And like, what are you getting back for Kuminga that's going to be put next to who? Steph Curry, aging podcaster Draymond Green, aging big man Al Horford. I mean, they're playing Pajemski 30 minutes. Moses Moody's going to have to play 30 minutes now. Like, it's a lot of guys that just aren't going to be there for a playoff run. So I don't really know. I don't know what that means for the trade market of Golden State. Do they just kind of pack it in? Do they play Kuminga now? Do they move him? But I do think that like takes a chess piece off of the board, both in Jimmy Butler and in the Golden State Warriors for a playoff run. So I'll be fascinated to see how they handle this trade deadline. There's just a lot of things up in the air, right? The Bucks barely got a W last night against the Atlanta Hawks, where it seemed like they were falling apart. What happens with Giannis? Like, we've got Giannis up in the air, Ja Morant up in the air, Anthony Davis, Jonathan Kuminga. I mean, just the Mavericks in general. There's, the Hawks are sitting there waiting to make a move. The Pelicans are rumored to be shopping a little bit too, or selling. There's just a lot of stuff still up in the air here. It's going to make the last this next month, because what are we, less than a month away from the trade deadline? So we're about to have fun, but sucks for Jimmy Butler, man. Whether you're a fan or not, that injury blows. So hopefully he rests up soon and makes his money off his big face coffee. All right, let's get into your comments here. Just a reminder, please do me a favor. Like the show. Go ahead, subscribe to the channel, do all those things. Okay, let's go. The comments from yesterday. Right on Mixed DJ says, yo, Malik Beasley is chilling on the couch at home. He's a solid role player. Listen, I don't know how long Malik Beasley is going to be on the couch at home. Not because he's going to be on an NBA roster, but he might be in court talking about betting on games. So I don't think they're going to get, allegedly, I don't think they're going to go get Malik Beasley. I think that one's off the table. But he is a shooter, man. He is a shooter. Beverly Fillmore says, Nimi has been the steady oath this season. He's really impressed me. Yeah, I mean, I thought he held his own last night, too. He seems like, I don't know, in an ideal world, I think Nimi's playing 22 minutes a night. That's kind of what I'm looking for. I think you want a little help there. I don't think you want to rely on him for 30 minutes. But that's just me. That's just me. But yeah, Nemi has been cooking. He has been cooking. All right, let's keep going here. We got Orb Extreme says it seems to me like you want to destroy the Celtics with the jaw trade. Orb Extreme, let me ask you something. Did you watch the video, or did you just see John Morant was on the thumbnail, and then like a vein came out in your forehead, and you were like, "Is that what happened?" I don't think at any point did I say the Celtics should trade for John Morant. Did I say that? And if I did, it, maybe I was drinking too much this weekend, but I'm pretty sure I didn't say that. I don't think the Celtics should trade for John Morant. I think I specifically said I don't think the Celtics will trade for John Morant. I'm just interested. I think that he's going to go to an Eastern Conference team if he gets moved, and that's what I'm interested in. All right, Miguelito, turn again. Oh man, he said rumors, and rumors that are humors. Believe and listen only to Boss Brad S. as well as Coach Joe for a legit player trades that they will announce. At least it's their final decision that will come from Boston management themselves. Go Boston, beat Piston tonight. Miguelito, you wildin', man. You wildin'. So nobody, hey guys, do me a favor. Miguelito doesn't want anybody talking about anything unless Brad says it. Okay, thank you, Miguelito. Thank you. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Keep the chat coming. I'm enjoying this. Keep the chat coming. We'll be back here tomorrow. Celtics, I don't think they play again until Wednesday, right? Do they play tomorrow night? I think that's right. I want to say, it feels like we're playing the Pacers again. I feel like we only play the Pacers. Let me just double check this schedule. Yeah, Pacers at home on Wednesday night. That's the next time we're up, but we'll have some content for you tomorrow. Appreciate everybody hanging out. We'll see you guys next time. Have a wonderful day.